Much. Thank you. Footprint. We live in a world where the concept of footprint is always has a negative connotation. We talk about ecological footprint, about carbon footprint, and all the bad things that we're doing to our planet. And it is often framed in a way that makes us feel guilty and anxious about the condition of our planet. But what if I told you that the concept of a footprint can be a source of inspiration and hope? What if instead of dwelling solely on the negative impacts of our actions, we kind of try to use the concept in a positive way? So I want to explore with you today that concept. And tonight, I want to share two special stories. One is the story of my grandmother, who was the person that inspired me to work in conservation. And the other story is about Clarita, a very special penguin. My grandmother, Melania, was the person that connected me to nature. She, together with my Greek grandfather, they left their homeland 100 years ago and they moved to the wild Patagonian coast in Argentina, where I live right now. And when I was a very small boy, my grandmother used to tell me these amazing stories about her visits to see the penguins. She would tell me, for example, how the adults would go into the ocean and come back with the food to feed their chicks, and how the parents would fiercely protect the chicks from the predators. I can still feel the warmth of her hand as she took me for walks. These stories keep me going every day to get the job done. And also, this is what I want to explore with you today. I want to carry the torch of my grandmother and pass on the story of the penguins to all of you. The second story is about Clarita. Clarita is a female Magellanic penguin that has a remarkable life. Clarita's legacy is really inspired to everyone that hears her story. And if you think about penguins, sometimes the image that comes to your mind is a group of a lot of penguins. That's beautiful, that's fine. But that will make you overlook that each penguin has a life, a family, a story, and a unique personality. Some penguins are cranky, yes, and some others are fearful, but we have penguins that are friendly and social and curious. Clarita was one of the first 12 penguins that settled down in a colony that we discovered 15 years ago. Through Clarita, I will show you what are the main threats that penguins are facing right now in the world and how we are helping address these threats so penguins can thrive. When we first found her, she was incubating her eggs with a bottle of plastics in her nest. Plastics are a problem for penguins because they get entangled in big pieces of plastics, and sometimes they swallow small pieces of plastics that are floating in the ocean, and that can harm them and kill them. Along with the problem with pollution and garbage, some people were coming with dogs that were a threat for penguins. Others will make barbecues and set the bushes on fire where penguins were nesting. And some other people were coming with ATVs, which was a significant disruption. This video shows two of these reckless people with ATVs. They are harassing and hurting elephant seals and sea lions, forcing them to go into the ocean so they could be attacked and eaten by a group of killer whales that were just passing by. This video was filmed in the region where we lived 5 years ago. And there you can see the fin of the killer whale attacking the group of sea lions in the left, your right. So this is the level of disturbance that we need to deal with in our region. We were aware that Clarita, together with the other penguins that settled down in this colony, they were just exploring, looking for a safe place to settle down. But this was not the ideal place. So we needed to implement immediate actions to control the situation. So restricting the access of these reckless people was key. And there were many challenges with we had lots of incidents with people coming with arms and with doing vandalism as well. But because of the legacy of my grandmother, we knew that we could overcome these challenges. Against many odds, we were able to designate this area as a wildlife refuge. We invested a lot of time working with the landowners, with the communities, and with the government to add this new layer of protection for this colony. And we also elaborated a management plan, and we helped implement the strict regulations. For example, we also work with the landowners to develop a responsible ecotourism activity that secured the presence of people in the area. And that generated jobs for the local communities and also generated a lot of incomes for the local people. On top of that, we implemented education activities to increase the sense of belonging of those communities with these penguins. And we have taken almost 8,000 kids from the local communities to visit the nearby penguin colonies. So we were connecting the communities to nature through the penguins, just like my grandmother did with me. We also organized multiple cleanup events, engaging hundreds of people from the community, removing plastics from all the coasts and all the nesting areas that penguins were using. When we first found the colony, there were only 12 penguins that were severely affected by all these threats. And after 15 years of our action, our conservation action, this is how the colony looks right now. Isn't that amazing? In the last census, we counted over 8,000 breeders. Every year, for 15 years, Clarita would come back to the nest to meet her partner and raise her chicks. Meeting her year after year was really something that filled us with hope. Clarita was a clear indicator that we were protecting her, making her home safer on land and at sea. And she had great meaning for the global penguin society because she was a living symbol of our work. In one of our last visits to the colony, we filmed Clarita taking care of her chicks and feeding them. We never thought it was going to be the last time we saw her. She never came back to the nest, which was very unusual because she was very loyal to her nest. And we keep on looking for her in the colony. She raised, during her lifetime, 16 chicks that are now part of the population, so her legacy will last forever. But Clarita, on top of that, she left a very deep positive footprint in all of us, motivating all our team at the Global Penguin Society to continue working to benefit the thousands of Claritas that need our help. Because there are thousands of penguins just like her that need help to thrive. There are 18 species of penguins on our planet, and half of them are considered threatened. So through the Global Penguin Society, we help penguins through science, protection of habitat, and also education. To address penguin threats, for example, we reduce the impact of human activities. When we create protected areas, we reduce the impact of fisheries, oil developments, and also deep sea mining. All these actions help penguins to go better with climate change because we make them more resilient to deal with this issue, which is affecting the habitat and also the habitat that penguins need to feed and also to breathe. And to continue addressing this global threat, we are using cutting-edge technology to track penguin movements at sea as they swim thousands of miles in the ocean during their feeding and migration trips. This information is very important to help us improve the management of human activities that can harm them. And to complement this tracking, we're using underwater critter cameras where we film penguins when they're diving down in the ocean. And for the first time, we can see how is their behavior as they interact with other penguins and other wildlife as well. And we're able to study for the first time the marine habitats that they use in the ocean, allowing us to know more and to protect them. This video was in real speed, so you can imagine the speed that they swim. So far, together with supporters like you, we have been able to protect 32 million acres of habitat for penguins in the ocean and on land, benefiting over 2.5 million penguins worldwide. We have done a lot, but there's still so much more to be done. So we have new and very exciting projects to continue benefiting the penguins, the people that depend on them, and also the entire planet. So in this world, we are obsessed with the image, with the concept of our negative footprint, our negative environmental footprint. But let's not forget about the incredible potential of our positive actions. My grandmother's legacy reminds us that sharing our respect for nature with a child can have a profound generational impact. And Clarita showed us that working hard for conservation is rewarding and worthwhile. Each one of us, we have the tremendous power to leave a very deep positive footprint on our planet, even through small actions. So ask yourself this crucial question: what do I want my footprint to be? And then go make a difference. Thank you very much. Thank you.